Dads, what's the craziest bet you've ever made with your son? It was last summer when my 15-year-old wouldn't stop bragging about his incredible willpower. Every conversation somehow turned into him, lecturing me about how his generation wasn't actually addicted to technology. I finally got tired of the speeches during dinner one night. Dad, you're the one who checks your email every 5 minutes, he said, smirking while scrolling through TikTok under the table. I could go without my phone way longer than you could. I put down my fork and gave him my best dad stare. You want to put that theory to the test? His eyes lit up with that competitive gleam he inherited from me. Absolutely. I bet I can go the entire weekend without touching my phone. Okay. And what do you want if you win? I asked, already planning my peaceful phone-free weekend. If I win, you have to increase my allowance by $20 a week, he said without hesitation. This kid had clearly been waiting for an opportunity. Deal. But if I win, you're mowing the lawn for the rest of summer. I extended my hand and we shook on it. Then came the twist I wasn't prepared for. But Dad, it's only fair if you do it too. No phone for the whole weekend. I laughed. That's fine. I grew up without smartphones, remember? This will be easy. My wife overheard and nearly choked on her water. You? Without your phone for 2 days? This I have to see. We started Friday at 6 p.m. Everything had to be turned into Mom, who became the official referee. My son dramatically placed his phone in her hands like he was surrendering a weapon. I casually tossed mine over, acting like this was no big deal. The first hour was fine. I read a book. My son played with the dog. Normal stuff. By hour 3, I caught myself reaching for my pocket at least 15 times. My son noticed and just smiled. Saturday morning was when things got rough. I usually check sports scores with my coffee. Not knowing the results of last night's game was weirdly unsettling. Meanwhile, my son was building a model airplane, completely unbothered. By Saturday afternoon, I was pacing around the house. Don't you need to check something? I asked my son. What if your friends are making plans? He shrugged. They know about the bet. We already made plans to meet at the park later. He seemed so calm while I was calculating how many hours were left. Saturday night was the breaking point. We were arguing about a random fact about sharks, and I couldn't just Google it. This is ridiculous, I muttered. We're living like cavemen. My son was thriving. He'd rediscovered his old Nintendo DS and was perfectly content. I was the one constantly looking at clocks, counting down the hours. Sunday morning, my wife caught me trying to sneak a peek at her phone while she was in the shower. Looking for something? She asked, appearing suddenly behind me. Just checking the time. I lied badly. There's a clock on the wall, she pointed out, taking her phone back. By Sunday afternoon, I was bargaining. What if we end the bet early and both win? My son just laughed at me. The final hours were the worst. I kept thinking about work emails piling up. What if there was an emergency? What if someone needed me? When 6 p.m. Sunday finally arrived, my wife brought out our phones. My son casually took his, while I practically snatched mine from her hands. I had 47 notifications. None were important. I think we know who won, my wife said, trying not to laugh. My son didn't even gloat. He just said, It wasn't even that hard, Dad. Maybe you're the one who needs a digital detox. The next day, I added $20 to his allowance. As he was walking